How's it going, my woozers? Welcome to another top 10 list. I'm your host, Woozma, everyone's favorite top tier. Yeah. Everyone's top uh, tier list reviewer on YouTube. That's what I do, yes. Today we will be doing a tier list of the tiers. Obviously, I would say that I do not claim to be an expert. We are all entitled to their opinion. But that being said, all of my opinions are right, and if you disagree with me, then I don't know what to say to you except bye. So obviously, I'm gonna start out with one of my personal favorites. The E tier, I say, it makes a strong statement. It's got a nice blue shade. You don't see that much in tier lists, and I think just for its unique qualities, I think it deserves to be at least A tier, maybe A plus. But with the recent controversies with the letter E, I would suggest against that. I think A is a good place for the E tier. Again, it's by opinion, but if you don't agree, then you just go ahead and leave and never come back and unsubscribe and just live the rest of your life knowing that your opinions are inferior to mine. Next up is the S tier. I think this is super overrated. I don't think it needed to exist in the first place. You see, the S tier is like if A is supposed to be the best of the best, so an A plus is kind of like special cases. So what does that make S? Okay, can we talk about the fact that S? Okay, look, it goes in alphabetical order, right? A, B, C, D, E. But what comes before the letter A? Nothing. Nothing comes before the letter A. So why does S? Why does S come before A? That's stupid. That sucks. It's totally lame. And you're wrong. Why is S? What does it stand for? Like none of these others, they stand for nothing. It's just A is the best because it's the first letter. Ugh. Ugh. That's a D tier at the very best. I can't recommend the S tier at all. I think it was a mistake. I think it needs to be significantly nerfed. I believe S should rank below E, but I guess there are some people who like it. I don't really see the appeal, but just so I don't upset too many people, I'm gonna put S in the D tier. Next up is C. I think C is a very mediocre rating. I think it's the rating you give something when you're too cowardly to give it a more definite rating. So I think a C is definitely, it's down there with S. If S is overly pretentious, then C is definitely too lacking of confidence. It really comes across as though why are you even making a tier list in the first place if you're just gonna say it's okay. The whole point is just you're supposed to have confidence and gusto, I think. And the C tier is really the coward's tier. I mean, let's be real here. Next up is A. I think A is a very solid tier. It's a strong backbone for any good tier list. It is, it's the A tier. What do you say about the A tier? Except it's every bit as confident as the E tier, and it also has this nice warm orange. Although I will say the color on the A tier is not the greatest. It's a little bland. It's ironically, even though it's the A tier, it's not a very striking color compared to B and A plus. It's kind of in that middle ground. So, I have to give it either a high C or a low B in terms of importance. But I'm very fond of it, so I give it a B. Now, the B tier, I think it's the B tier is basically the mascot of the tier list series. I really liked how they got to shine in the third game, tier list Revenge of Jafar. But I think it's kind of fallen from grace in recent years because with the advent of A plus, A has kind of become the new B. So what does that make B? That would make B the C tier, and the C tier is god awful, so it belongs in the D tier. So where does that put B? I think B should go right about here. Just C tier. That's just how it be sometimes. And no, I'm not trying to create a fancy pattern. That's just how the cookie crumbles. I'm not clever enough to create a beautiful little mosaic of colors. In fact, you know what? Just so people don't think I'm trying to make some pattern that's not there, I think I'm gonna beef it up to the B tier. I know it's controversial to think that the B could ever be B tier, but D tier, very, very powerful tier. I would give this an A at the very least. Not only does it have a striking neon, but not too neon green color, it's kind of almost fluorescent even. But what strikes me about the D tier is that when you mention it, it comes across, it's not over exaggeratingly bad like the E tier, but when you say it has some real weight to it, because you're not, when someone says something is D tier, they're not immediately joking. They genuinely mean that's awful. I would give the D tier an A plus. Maybe even S. But I guess it doesn't really strike me. It's striking. It's not the greatest thing in the universe. Well, it might be. I don't know. Women seem to love it, but I'm not a woman, so yeah. Finally, A plus tier. Hold on a second. So the A plus tier, I think definitely belongs in the Z minus tier because why? Why? Why is A plus a tier? A is the highest tier, okay? They're all letters. This is a letter tier list. So why is there an A plus? There's no B plus, there's no C plus, there's no D plus, there's no E plus, there's no S plus. Why is there an A plus? Why?